Let's take a double draw. There it is. I love it. Well, howdy there, partners. Welcome back, and thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. We've got a new free-to-play deck, you guys. 100% win rate. We're beating the best decks in the top 1500 Mythic. Mono white weenies? Don't worry about it. Rogues? Don't worry about it. And some other deck. I forget what other deck we beat. Don't worry about it. But, you know, we are really blazing a trail with a free-to-play, beginner-friendly deck. 0 rares, 0 mythics, competing at the highest levels of the game, which is great. That's going to give you guys an opportunity to play different styles of decks through all of my free-to-play builds while saving your wildcards, collecting those wildcards so you can really make that sound decision when you're ready without getting bored of just playing the same deck over and over again. So today is Gruul Snow. That's the color combination of green and red. Snow is a new mechanic in Kaldheim, which is really fitting. So if you find any value within the video, make sure to drop a thumbs up to help support the channel and subscribe for more great content just like this. Thanks for watching. Now let's break down the deck. All right. So this is a Gruul Snow deck, 60 cards with an average converted mana cost of 2.7. Really trying to take it out of the aggro variant of decks, which we've really been focused on recently because they're strong right now, and trying to fiddle around with the mid-range, trying to make something there work. And let me tell you what, it works better than most mid-range decks that I showcase, which is kind of crazy. 26 creatures and 12 non-creatures, 22 lands. So it's a very nicely balanced deck. I personally have included the Cragcrown and Timbercrown Pathways. This is the only rare in the deck. I'm using this because, you know, I've earned that. I have this card. And if you guys have spare rares, I really recommend getting the Pathways right now. They're in standard for a while, and they make all of these other decks accessible. So I'm playing a lot of free-to-play decks, and they're in different colors, and you can play those decks and kind of upgrade those decks really effectively with the land. And even when you do branch out from the free-to-play into, you know, some of those top-tier decks using the rares and mythics, now you don't have to worry about the land. You're playing at a higher win rate because, you know, that mana source or mana pool for you is just going to be that much friendlier. So with that out of the way, you can sub in, you know, 2 more mountains, 2 more forests if you want. You can also run tapped land because we're not playing anything on turn 1. So a good option here as well would be the dual snowlands, the Gruul red and green snowland that comes in tapped because, again, we're not playing anything on turn 1, so we're not really seeing any harm from that slow play. With that being said, let's break down the deck, then we'll do our strategies and synergies. 4 copies of Blizzard Brawl. This is a snow sorcery. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If you control 3 or more snow permanents, the creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible until the end of turn. Then those creatures fight each other. This is really nice. It's really cheap. We have snow land in the deck, so to get 3 snow permanents is basically a given that we should have almost at all times, especially since we're not really playing that 1-drop. With that being said, we do have a few fight effects within the deck, and this is going to be one of our strategies for the build. Moving on to our 2-drops now. Arni slays the troll. 4 copies of this. When it enters play, target creature you control fights up to 1 creature you don't control. Again, we're mentioning that we are using the fight effect on our creatures to remove our opponent's creatures. This is really nice because now you don't need reach. You don't need single target removal. You can just have your ground-based creatures fight the rogues or anything else with flying, which is really, really cool because typically those creatures would be a relative hindrance to your game plan because they could just basically ignore you and attack you, and that's kind of terrible. But through Blizzard Brawl and Arni Slays the Troll, we're not only able to remove flyers, but really any other creature that stands in our way, which is quite nice. And that's just the start of it, which is pretty crazy. On the next draw step, add 1 red to our pool. put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature you control. What? So, if you guys are familiar with the game for a while, at one point we had a card called Domri's Ambush. You put a +1/+1 counter on creature you control, and then that creature fought another creature, which was very good. This was a top meta card used in, the Mythic World Championships, for example. This card is strictly better than that, as far as I'm concerned. Yes, your opponent gets the chance to remove it, but the value within Arni Slays the Trolls is incredible. And then, again, that's not all. On our third and final trigger of it, you gain life equal to the greatest power among creatures you control, helping you survive against the other aggro decks in the best of one format. Arni Slays the Troll is absolutely incredible, and it's actually what this deck was really built around, which is quite cool. Moving on, we have 4 copies of the Nessian Hornbeetle, a 2/2, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control another creature with power 4 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter on Nessian Hornbeetle. That's amazing. The deck has a synergy within it to have all of our creatures be power 4 or greater, and that's going to really help our deck out. So the Hornbeetle will take use in that. Also taking use in that is the Drowsing Tyrannodon. This is a 3/3 with Defender, and as long as you control a creature with power 4 or greater, Drowsing Tyrannodon can attack as though it didn't have Defender, which is really quite nice. So the Hornbeetle, if we have 4 or greater, is going to get +1/+1 every turn. The Tyrannodon loses its Defender, allowing us to attack. So far, we have Arni Slays the Troll to put a +1/+1 counter on creature we control. That could, go directly on our Tyrannodon, whatever. It could go there and allow it to attack. Moving now on to our 3 drops, we have Garruk's Uprising, an enchantment, and when the Uprising enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Whenever a creature with 4 or greater enters the battlefield, draw a card. And then, of course, it has the passive ability that all of our creatures have trample, which is very good. That is another synergy within the deck. Moving forward, we have 4 copies of Icehide Troll, a 2/3 snow creature, troll warrior, helping our bear, which we've not mentioned yet, so we'll come back to that in a second. But it also does push up our snow permanents for Blizzard Brawl. We can talk about that really quick. It's a 2/3 in which we can pay 2 snow mana to give it +2/+0, indestructible, and tapping it until the end of turn, which is really nice. It's a great creature that can avoid field wipes and removal, and you can even use it to turn on your Tyrannodon, allowing it to attack, which is quite nice as well. Moving on, we have 2 copies of our Thrashing Brontodon, a 3/4, in which we can pay 1 to sacrifice it, destroying target artifact or enchantment. This is just taking care of things like the Henge, like Embercleave, maybe some banishing lights that hit you or something. Thrashing Brontodon is really just here to protect us from any shenanigans, especially when we live in a saga-based world right now. Moving on, we have 4 copies of our Warden of the Chained, a 4/4 with trample, and Warden of the Chained can't attack unless you control another creature with power 4 or greater, which we see is a common modality within the deck, relying on the 4 or greater. Into now our 4 drops, we have 4 copies of Spirit of the Aldergard, a 0/4. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a snow land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. The Spirit of Aldergard gets +1/+0 for each other snow permanent you control. This is nice because itself is a snow permanent, so if you have multiple copies, they will trigger on each other. All of our land is snow permanents, and of course we have our Icehide Troll as well. 4 copies of our Proud Wildbonder. This is a 4/3 with trample. Creatures you control with trample you may have this creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked, which is pretty crazy. We'll talk about that in a second. 6 snow-based mountains, 12 snow-based forests, and of course my 4 special upgraded lands, which I really recommend you guys focus on getting. If you don't have the pathways, you can run these slow Gruul dual lands as well. And of course, the Aldergard can take that out if you wanted through its search function. So now that we're done talking about the deck lists, some of our strategies and synergies. The synergies, creatures power 4 or greater, creatures will fight your opponent's creatures. We also have the ability to drop the Wildbonder. It has power 4 or greater, turns on the whole deck. It also, through the combination of our Garruk Uprising, which gives all of our creatures trample, and it's our draw engine, we'll have all of our creatures trample, and then you may have this creature assign combat damage as though it weren't blocked. You can just basically suicide in, direct all of your attack damage in on your opponent, and it's actually really easy to do, believe it or not. So that's it, right? You know, you stack power 4 or greater creatures. You have the fight effects remove your opponent's threats. You drop things like your Wildbonder if they still have blockers, and you just win the game. It's not hard, it's really simple, and that's actually what I love about this deck. It sticks to the tried and true principles that a mid-range deck seeks to utilize, while flirting with a little bit of that Gruul aggro feel that you just can't shake within those colors, which is really cool. Again, we're beating all of the top decks today, which is really cool. 100% win rate in Mythic. I know. It's for the CTR. Give me a break. I hope you guys enjoy though, right? Decklist is in the description below. Make sure to like the video to help support the channel. Subscribe for even more content. Download Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant. It's available to everyone on Windows for free. Check out the collection tab and deck advisor for more cool decks just like this that you'll have access to without spending your wild cards, which is really cool. You see these ones were missing cards, so it'll actually intelligently compare your collection versus the metagame decks and tell you which decks are available to you. So check that out as well. We have a 500,000 gem giveaway, free cash prize monthly tournaments, 100 one-on-one coaching sessions with myself that also has a little bit of cash with it, and so many more things, you guys. Support the channel on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and by purchasing your day-to-day goodies through our Amazon link as well. That really helps. None of this would be possible without you guys, so I appreciate you, whether this is your first video or you've been part of the Wolf Gang for a while. Thank you so much. Enjoy today's gameplay footage, and we'll be back to wrap up in just a few minutes. All right, our opponent goes first as the green mage. Let's give them the season's greeting. It's good all year round. All year round is a combination of around and long. Around. This deck is also good all year around. We're waiting on our opponent to log on. To jack into the Matrix, it seems. We've got decent drop skis. So let's see if they play a creature, because we could go into removal, or we just keep getting after them, right? Oh. Interesting. Should we just not kill this thing and keep them from playing our land? Or should we let the damage through? Don't really care about it. Get 2 of our lands. Gulp. Now we have a decent 4/4. Our 3/3 can attack. They also go down to 17. Let's see if they exile this card here. They do. There's going to be a 3/5. Let's see if they bring it right back. They don't. That's good news for us. Right? Do they have any shenanigans? Let's play our 4-drop. Next turn we can play a 3-drop and a 2-drop for 5. Hit for 7. Down to 10. That feels alright. They could wipe us here though, right? Shattered Sky. Or Storm's Wrath. I call it Shattered Sky. It's, Storm's Wrath is what I'm thinking of. The red one. -4 or 4 damage to everything. Not -4. That'd be far cooler. Bone Crusher to the Chopskis. Interesting. Is that going to be a good game? Yeah. Well, that first match was kind of fun. It's nice when your opponent doesn't have removal. Well, you guys, our opponent's on the play with Lurs, top 1200 player. Should be fun. Can't wait to see these rogues. They're on the play too. That's so much fun. We gotta give them a second to log into my Twitch stream. I always say that against rogue players. Because I hate them! Not them, just their deck. I guess let's stack those snow permanents. Hola, señorita. How are you today? Groundbreaking. So I have zero confidence that we'll make it through this match. But hey, you gotta hope. You gotta pray. You gotta have faith. Oh my gosh. They're like, what are they playing that for? Don't they know that's a bad card? The game's only fun if you play good cards, HGG. Like these rogues, you see? I like to be original. I like to have fun. Not that they're not having fun, it's just, that's not fun to me. Right? It's fine. Rogues is exactly fun for one person. So let's start pulling some counter spells. Maybe we could have gone in with Troll there. I'm just looking for some of their removal. That Thief Guild is also just chilling. We only have 2 other snow permanents. This is worth countering. They have to counter something, right? The bears push each other up, so that's going to be our next go-to, I think. Unless we want to Ice Troll, takes it to 3, Snow takes it to 4, and then we Arni. That's another playline. Let's pull out some of these remaining cards from this rogue's hand so they can finally cast their Into the Story and refill it. Right? You know, just give them a minute. You know, computing. Swing in with the Enforcer, bro! I'm just gonna block the heck out of it. Yes, there's the mill. It's pretty easy to replay with Luris. Oh my gosh. And now they're like, oh, okay. That's not good. Let's pull out the counter spell here. Come on, brah. Counter spell. Counter spell. You tapped now, boy. You tapped out. Oh, no. Okay, now you can use Into the Story. Or just bring Luris over and replay everything. That's not annoying at all. We're a free-to-play deck. We've got no graveyard hate. Because, you know, we have to focus on our own strategy. There's not that much value that we can just, like, lock down everything. It's just play your play lines, run your rotation, and, you know, farm that rank. Luris is over. And here comes the removal. Or they're holding up counter magic. They want to remove that spirit, I bet. Or they remove the Tyrannodon and attack. Yeah, okay. Let's get some draws going. Big damage. Down to 10. At the very least, you guys, we're competing against the best deck in the meta for months now, with no rares, no mythics. Of course, I've got a pathway, but I'm special. All right, that must be an into the story. How could it not be? We have 31 cards left. We gain 7 life here, which is amazing. Let's take a double draw. There it is. I love it. Got indestructible. Yeah, 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 yeah. Free to play champions. This one's on me. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content. All right, this doesn't work for us. I mean, yeah, turn 2 Hornbeetle. Maybe we get there, and we don't need red. Well, maybe we keep it. Let's take a look at our deck quick. Arni and the Warden. Arni and the Warden. Our opponent plays first. There's no removal. Let's mulligan. Keep 6. Toss the troll. Toss the Wildbonder. So this is awkward, but it looks maybe better, right? If we top deck that 3rd land, that's great as well for us. Oh no, mono white. There's the land we need. You know, and if these aggro decks do become too much of a problem for us, that we can't be getting them on turn 1 because we don't have 1-drops, you know, we could run Frostbite. That's not that hard. We could definitely run Frostbite. So this is going to hurt for a little bit. Oh my gosh, the savior. Just when I thought we could get there. And then a takedown. Okay, this is a good game. Mono white weenies is near unbeatable. We could go indestructible, you know, get the attack buff, and then use the Blizzard Brawl. Oh my gosh, they're just flooding the field. Nice, bro. Poor lady, bro. That was good, though. One of the saviors sacks. I would sack the one that's got summoning sickness, not the one that's dealing combat damage. So a little bit of a misplay there. I don't know if it'll be enough. Let's kill Alsad. They leave it. They leave it go through. Alright, let's have that other savior sack itself. Thankfully, we've got removal. No attacks. Right, we can block and kill it. Unless they sack their Elset, and then it's still not killing us. So we'll be okay. We might win this. Right? We've got some big bodies coming in play. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is good. We're at 4, 5 available mana. Aldergard in play. It's a big body, right? Let's take an attack here, because we have a blocker. They might just take the damage. I don't know. Oh! And we could have given it indestructible. You son of a bee. Alright, let's suck Elsaid. Real funny, bro. I was debating it doing it first. I was like, maybe you should give it indestructible first. And then it's like, no, don't reveal your play. Do it after. You'll be fine. Nope! I don't think so. Nice top deck by them. Let's see if we can get as lucky. Yes, we do. Sack Outset again. Here's another body. No attacks. They have protection. They don't want to give up the match, but I think... Oh! I think we're screwed. That seriously hurt. Now they tap us and they boast. You dog. Wow, they had such nice top decks to save them. Again, these are rares that we're seeing played. I'll add. We're just screwed forever. We need trample. We need our Uprising. So they could give something indestructible. Only legendary creature. Would have been better to boast. Then they would have had tap mana. Oh my gosh. No more land, please, for us. They can top deck many lands. We've indestructible. I can't believe they went for the Icehide Troll instead of the Tyrannodon. They can still boast. We need a fight effect. Yes! Thank you for the trample. Let's keep that 2 mana in case they pull more removal, I think. Or should we go for it? Go for it. They're top decking. Screw it. If they get that lucky again... Down to 5. Down to 5. Giant Killer needs to stay back, start tapping us. It's a land! Giant Killer tapped itself. They boast, plus they can make a dummy. No way. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, you guys. 2 top 1500 wins back-to-back. 100% win rate, 3 in a row with Gruul Snow. Oh my gosh. All attacks to blockers. They can make an Arden Veil token. That's it. They're tapped. We have trample. Let's sink it in. Icehide Troll OP. Icehide Troll OP. There you have it, folks. Your newest free-to-play deck brought to you by HGG. Hello, good game. Make sure to like the channel, subscribe, like the video, I should say, and subscribe to the channel. I may have level 10 dyslexia, but we can brew up some free-to-play, all right? Woof. Okay, I didn't expect it to perform that well. I'm going to be honest. I was like, the Warden of the Chained is going to get left on the field. They're going to remove everything else. It's going to be a dead card. But the fact that we have so many 4-drops, we have so many options to push creatures above 4. We have the draw engine, we have all the trample, and we can assign combat damage as if we were not blocked. I know it's a lot, but it works. This deck is finely tuned, you guys. It's not going to get any better than this. I'm not sure what we could change about it. Let me know in the comments below. Am I missing a key card that really fits in here that I'm just like not even paying attention to? In the comments below, I read every single comment. I reply to the ones that make me laugh, of course. And yeah, thank you guys for your time and attention. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to help support the channel and video. Support financially if you can afford to do so on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and even by buying things through our Amazon link as well. Take care, and we'll see you in just a few seconds within our next Magic the Gathering Arena video. Take care.